Good Wednesday morning, folks, and welcome to this morning's Mystic Matt moment or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to do two videos throughout the day. One kind of a spiritual, how goes it? Me, you, everybody, because we're all in this together, and then kind of a market brief later in the day. It's funny, a guy came on my YouTube page yesterday and said, what's up with this spiritual crap? I come here to hear about the markets and stocks. And, well, dude, you're not on my YouTube page anymore to hear anything because you're gone. These phones, these keyboards, people are just rude nowadays. I mean, it's insane. It's just anyway. So I'll kind of break these up into two briefs. I gotta get my coffee here and stop touching my face. Of course, just wash my hands. I do want to talk about some spiritual stuff. I mean, folks, and I don't want to offend people's religions, anything, but here's Wiz's take on this. You don't need to go to a place. You don't need to go to a building to find God, folks. That's it. Once you start meditating, once you start waking up, you're gonna find God. I guarantee you're going to find God. You know where you're gonna find him or her or it? Right here. Right there, folks. It's not in a building, it's not in a place, it's not in a piece of bread, it's right here. It's right here. It's right there. It's that bird that just moved, man. Again, I'm not flying around on my magic carpet right here, folks, but that's where I found God. And this is coming from a recovering Catholic. My sisters, my brother, my mom and dad, all 8 of us, every Sunday, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton in Apseek in her Blessed Sacrament, in Margate, coat and tie. I was an altar boy, Catholic school more or less my entire life, all boys Catholic high school for high school. Thanks, Mom and Dad. It's exactly where you want to be when you're a teenage male in an all boys high school. Actually, there's an all-girls high school down the street, but I digress. It's like an 80s movie. But, this pastor over in Tampa, thank God they arrested him. 500 people. Guess he really needed the collection plate last week, and they arrested him. 500 people getting together. There's an order that says you can't do that. And don't give me all of this bullshit about this. I'm talking to you right now. My First Amendment is clearly in full force. I have a well-regulated militia sitting inside my house, so the second's doing pretty damn good. Show me in your new copy of the Constitution where it says you have the right to infect people with a deadly disease. Folks, there's guys in New York or wherever, guy coughs on an FBI agent yesterday. Like attempted murder or assault, people licking fruit, and they're going to jail, folks. Don't give me this, I have the right to assemble. Well, okay, Tampa pastor. It is 420, folks. I didn't smoke any weed yet today. Day ain't over with, so happy 420. But folks, seriously, go in the middle of Nebraska, set up a commune, infect all yourselves, and die. If that's really what you want to do, some Jamestown Jim Jones shit, knock yourself out. And all these other pastors, man, this Pastor Rich Wilkerson down in Miami, $5,000 sneakers. I'm the pastor to Kim Kardashian. How's Hollywood doing? I've been up all night worrying about Hollywood or Colin Kaepernick. One of you next year brings up the Oscars, the Grammys, or any of that bullshit, and you aren't my friend anymore. The only award ceremony I want to see next year is for doctors, surgeons, physician assistants, nurses. The lady that cleans the bays. After a dead body gets rolled out of there, there's a lady or a guy that comes in and cleans that place. The security guard. We're going to have award ceremonies next year, and it's not for the liberal pieces of shit in Hollywood. Joel Osteen. My God, folks. Tell me the last time you saw that Tampa pastor, Joel Osteen, or Rich Wilkerson from Miami in his $5,000 sneakers in an Ebola-infected region in Africa, swinging a hammer and building housing. Very close friend who is on the front lines of this shit. He's like, dude, Catholic priest the other night, man, the guy's garbed up for battle, administering last rites. Look up the story of Father O'Callahan. I'll post it with this video. USS Franklin, savaged by kamikaze attacks. It was sinking. The ship was declared dead and written off, man. There's an iconic picture of this guy. on the flight deck administering last rites to these guys. Read a story about a real man of God, not these bullshit people. You have to come to church. Why? I got to pay the rent, baby. It's a disgrace. You want to find God, you find it in the stillness of you, and you will see him everywhere. It's awful. Again, don't want to offend anybody's religion, but at the end of the day, you will find God. And it ain't in a piece of bread, it ain't in a building, it's in you. And it's in you, and it's in you, and it's in you. There's my magic carpet speech for the morning. And it was an interesting day yesterday. I posted a story of Chopper. Guy was a mighty Shrike, my old squadron. Great American. He's the commanding officer of the Theodore Roosevelt. I've been on the Roosevelt. I did workups on the Roosevelt. I have about 30-ish traps, landings, takeoffs. They equaled, which is good, aboard the ship. He's in Guam, man. He's in Guam. A United States aircraft carrier, the most lethal weapon on the face of this planet, has been crippled by this thing. His 4-page letter leaked to the media. I'm glad it did. People are like, oh my God, that's a security. Really? Did you read his letter? It said, hey man, command, we're not at war. You ever been on an aircraft carrier? President? You ever been on one? Sometimes the enlisted berthing, where the enlisted folks sleep, 150 people up sleeping that far apart. This is a pandemic, man. This ain't some cruise ship off of Fort Lauderdale, which the people got on board knowing, hey, it's a cheap cruise 2 weeks ago. Welcome to life. It's a self-cleaning oven. People on a cruise ship. People on a real ship doing a cruise to defend us, especially over in Asia with what China's doing. They didn't deserve that, and they don't deserve our command authority treating them like that. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. So yesterday on my Facebook page, from a former F-18 bro, I'm making an ass of myself by criticizing the president. Unless you want to run for president, you need to. So that's some people with inverted Trump derangement syndrome are now saying you're not allowed to criticize the president unless you run for president. How the F does that work, bro? I'm making an ass out of myself. Not the president, who lied since day one about this and has been dragged kicking and screaming along the way by booger eaters like Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx. He's not an ass. I'm an ass for calling him out along the way each time. I'm an ass for warning you all about this and telling you how you could potentially invest and print money. I'm the guy who last week when the president said, hey, market's rallying, I'm like, don't listen to him. This is a bear market rally, and come April 1st, when the rent's due, when people have to pay X, Y, credit cards, they're not paying it. The futures are already down 800 points, and Friday, hell is coming. With the March unemployment numbers, the non-farm payroll, it's going to be horrific. Countless stories of people they can't even get on state websites to apply for unemployment. This one lady's like, I literally have logged 400 calls and I cannot. So whatever the number is on Friday, it's low. And how about this, folks? Yesterday, the president, begrudgingly, here's the new model: 100 to 200,000 Americans dead. You know what the White House came out with this morning? We're going with the 240,000. So for all you idiots out there who have been it's just the flu people, the revision up to 240 now is all your posts from last month or 2 months ago. Well, the flu killed this many people, and why didn't we? Well, now the little rounding error is you're just the flu deaths. Do you care now? New York City yesterday raced through the 9/11 death toll. Well, I'm never going to forget 9/11. I think most people have, unfortunately. But are you paying attention to that? So yeah, I was called an ass by a former F-18 buddy. So I'm an ass, but Donald Trump. You got to ditch your inverted Trump derangement syndrome, folks. I couldn't stand Obama supporters who thought he was Jesus Christ. That guy walked on water. You said anything bad. I said I criticized Obama in any way. Racist. There's the R card. Now, inverted Trump derangement syndrome people are coming after me with a vengeance too. This one guy called me a traitor. Me. I'm a traitor. I am a traitor. A traitor. called me a traitor to this country for criticizing the president. If that 400-pound dude was sitting in front of me and called me that, he would have been spitting chiclets, and I'm not kidding. This reminds me of I love Armin van Buren. I saw him, where did I see him? That was the name of the club in Vegas. Clubs in Vegas. Remember those days? Remember the days of nostalgia when we could jump all over, roll our faces off in Vegas, jump all over, and have the best time of our lives? And now I'm stuck in solitary. Armin van Buren, Alone. Listen to that song today. I'll post that too. I love Armin van Buren. But being called a traitor yesterday was fantastic. And at the end of the day, like I've talked about with the 4 agreements and all that type of stuff, I don't never take anything personally. It's a reflection of who they are. I'm a traitor, man. We call Paul Revere a traitor. Not calling myself Paul Revere, but what I tried for 2 months, man, if you've been listening to me, is to warn you. My God, folks, we have United States senators who got briefs, and they're like, holy shit, man. Did you hear Senator Burr on tape? This is worse than the Spanish flu. That's going to devastate this country. There's a recording of the man telling people how horrific this is going to be. Walks out to before he walks out to the cameras, of course, eTrade.com, sell everything. America, it's nothing to be worried about, and we're more prepared than ever. It's a disgrace. Martha Stewart smokes weed with Snoop Dogg and makes cookies. Went to federal prison because she got a tip from the CEO of Imclone, like, hey man, you might want to, we got some bad news coming out. She's like, oh boy, let me sell this. The woman went to federal prison, ladies and gentlemen. We have a United States senator who's still on the Capitol. Where are you, FBI? I'm sick of this animal farm justice system. All animals are equal. Some animals are more equal than others. A day of reckoning is coming for you, Senator Feinstein, and the other folks. And if you think just U.S. senators traded haven't heard of any congressmen yet, what about their staffs? You think Richard Byrd didn't tell his whole staff, or his staffers weren't sitting in that brief and probably said, man, I got to get out of my stuff, or I better. So as our politicians were lying to you, I was telling you the truth. And I'm an ass, and I'm a traitor. Never take any, that hurt. I'm not going to lie, that hurt. You know how many times I've worn my choker whites or my mess dress to a funeral for people that have died for this country, and I'm a traitor? Namaste, man. Gonna grab the pebble out of my hand and walk on the rice paper and leave no trace. So, I'm going to let the market open. I got to get on my private thread, my Afterburner trading thread, and talk to folks. And I got to go get recentered, man. Again, it's hard to do. Some of those agreements that you'll read in the 4 agreements, this ain't easy, man. If this were easy, the Chinese, Muslims, everybody, this would be one fantastic, awesome world. It's not. Because people don't go inside. People don't recognize that God is everywhere and God is you. I do believe that there's clearly a commanding officer, but at the end of the day, how does he, she, it manifest itself? Go inside and you'll find out. I promise, I guarantee you. This is coming from me, dude. And if you know me, again, I'm getting back channel texts and like, holy crap. And then a couple days later, like, okay, man, thanks. Put the ladder down, man. Pay it forward. Help people out. This is bad. I could care less about Hollywood, all sorts of other stuff like that. The men, the women on the front lines. God almighty. We are at war, folks. We're at war against this invisible enemy that China started, more or less on purpose, to cripple us, to cripple the world. We're crippled economically right now and militarily. And Trump is still kissing Xi Jinping's ass. Go figure. And I'm a traitor and I'm an ass. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Go find peace. Namaste. May we always see the truth. May we always speak the truth. May we always feel the truth. Namaste.